In the land of Eldoria, where towering mountains met endless skies, there lived a magnificent dragon named Drakor. Drakor was unlike any other dragon in Eldoria, wise, noble, and fiercely disciplined. His scales shimmered like molten gold, and his roar could be heard across the kingdom. Yet, despite his strength and power, Drakor faced a challenge that tested his resolve like never before. Deep within the heart of Eldoria lay the Dragon's Peak, a place of great importance to all dragons. It was here that Drakor had spent centuries honing his skills in the ancient arts of magic and combat. But lately, Drakor had found himself struggling with self-discipline. He was easily tempted by his desires: lust for treasure, indulgence in food, and thirst for power. These distractions threatened to consume him, clouding his judgment and weakening his spirit. Drakor knew that if he didn't regain control of his impulses, he risked losing everything he held dear. And so, he embarked on a journey of self-discovery, determined to master the art of self-discipline. As Drakor journeyed through the rugged terrain of Eldoria, he encountered numerous challenges that tested his self-discipline. Along the way, he faced temptations in various forms: a glittering hoard of treasure guarded by greedy goblins, a feast fit for kings laid out before him by enchanted pixies, and a powerful artifact that promised untold power but came with a steep price. Each time, Drakor was sorely tempted to give in to his desires. The allure of wealth, pleasure, and power was strong, but he knew that indulging in these temptations would only lead to his downfall. With every trial he faced, Drakor strengthened his resolve and practiced self-discipline. He resisted the urge to take what wasn't his, to indulge in excess, and to seek power for its own sake. Instead, he focused on his ultimate goal: to become a better, stronger dragon, both in body and in spirit. Deep in the heart of Eldoria, Drakor stumbled upon a hidden cave nestled in the shadow of Dragon's Peak. The entrance was concealed by thick vines and moss-covered rocks, a testament to the secrecy of its location. Curiosity piqued, Drakor pushed aside the foliage and stepped into the dimly lit chamber beyond. Inside, the air was cool and musty, filled with the scent of ancient parchment and earth. Torches lined the walls, casting flickering shadows across shelves lined with dusty tomes and ancient artifacts. Drakor's eyes gleamed with excitement as he took in the sight before him, feeling as though he had stumbled upon a treasure trove of knowledge. Carefully, he approached a weathered pedestal in the center of the chamber, upon which rested a scroll adorned with intricate runes and symbols. With trembling claws, Drakor unrolled the scroll and began to read, his heart pounding with anticipation. The words inscribed upon the parchment spoke of the wisdom of the ancients, passed down through generations of dragons who had walked the paths of Eldoria before him. They spoke of the importance of self-discipline in mastering one's innermost desires and achieving true greatness. As Drakor pored over the ancient text, he felt a profound sense of awe and reverence wash over him. Here, in this forgotten chamber, lay the secrets to unlocking his true potential, to harnessing the power of his inner fire and channeling it towards a greater purpose. With each word he read, Drakor felt a newfound sense of clarity and determination take root within him. He realized that his struggles with self-discipline were not unique to him alone, but were part of the timeless struggle faced by all beings who sought to rise above their base desires and achieve greatness. Armed with the wisdom of the ancients, Drakor felt a renewed sense of purpose and resolve. He knew that his journey was far from over, but he also knew that he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, guided by the timeless truths contained within the scrolls of Dragon's Peak. And so, with the knowledge of the ancients as his guide, Drakor continued his journey, his spirit ablaze with the fire of determination, and his heart filled with the certainty that true greatness lay not in the pursuit of power or wealth, but in the mastery of one's own soul. As Drakor ascended Dragon's Peak, he felt the weight of his inner turmoil pressing down upon him like a heavy cloak. The path was steep and treacherous, lined with jagged rocks and swirling mists that seemed to whisper dark temptations in his ears. With each step, Drakor could feel his doubts and fears clawing at his mind, threatening to consume him from within. The voices of his inner demons grew louder, taunting him with visions of power and glory, tempting him to abandon the path of self-discipline and embrace the darkness that lurked within him. But Drakor refused to yield. With every ounce of strength and resolve he possessed, he fought back against the onslaught of his inner demons, determined to overcome them once and for all. As he neared the summit of Dragon's Peak, the air grew thick with tension, crackling with the energy of the battle that raged within him. Drakor could feel the heat of his own inner fire burning bright, casting long shadows across the rocky terrain. And then, in a blinding flash of light, the battle reached its climax. Drakor stood face to face with his inner demons, his heart pounding with the intensity of the struggle. With a mighty roar that shook the very foundations of Dragon's Peak, Drakor unleashed the full force of his inner fire, driving back the darkness that threatened to engulf him. He fought with all his strength and determination, refusing to let his doubts and fears control him any longer. And as the echoes of his roar faded into the distance, Drakor emerged victorious, his spirit ablaze with the fire of determination, and his heart filled with the knowledge that true greatness lay not in the pursuit of power or wealth, but in the mastery of one's own soul. With a triumphant roar that echoed across the kingdom of Eldoria, Drakor stood tall upon the summit of Dragon's Peak, his spirit soaring high above the clouds. He had conquered his inner demons and emerged stronger and wiser than ever before, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, armed with the power of self-discipline and the wisdom of the ancients. From the summit of Dragon's Peak, Drakor beheld the breathtaking panorama spread out before him. The kingdom of Eldoria stretched out in all directions, its verdant forests and shimmering lakes bathed in the golden light of the setting sun. For a moment, Drakor felt a sense of awe and wonder wash over him, filling him with a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. As he gazed out across the kingdom, Drakor reflected on his journey, the trials he had faced, the battles he had fought, and the inner demons he had conquered. He knew that his struggles with self-discipline were not over, but he also knew that he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, armed with the power of self-mastery and the wisdom of the ancients. With a sense of purpose burning bright within him, Drakor descended from Dragon's Peak, his spirit ablaze with the fire of determination. He knew that his journey was far from over, but he also knew that he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, guided by the timeless truths he had learned on his quest for self-discipline. As he journeyed through the kingdom of Eldoria, Drakor encountered many obstacles and challenges, but he faced them all with courage and resolve. Along the way, he helped those in need, defended the weak, and stood up for justice and righteousness wherever he went. Word of Drakor's deeds spread far and wide, and soon he became known as the Dragon of Discipline, revered by dragons and mortals alike for his unwavering commitment to the path of self-mastery. His legacy would endure for generations to come, inspiring others to follow in his noble footsteps and strive for greatness through the practice of self-discipline. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Drakor continued his journey, his spirit soaring high above the clouds. For he knew that true greatness lay not in the pursuit of power or wealth, but in the mastery of one's own soul. And that was a journey worth embarking on, no matter how long or challenging the road may be.